Iñiguez.
When I was in second grade, Pete Wilson signed a prescription that was guaranteed to alleviate all of my symptoms of dissimulation. By refusing to enunciate my syllables and thoughts in a language that was not originally mine, I was keeping myself separate and ignorant, making it very difficult for them to squeeze 360 degrees of innocent, untamed perception into a little tiny box labeled Hispanic Latino. As far as Uncle Sam is concerned, I'll always be Hispanic, but they didn't want me to know that. They needed a box checker. My cultural edges had to be severed and shaped into the moldings of an American accent. I mean, how else could I be functional in this society if I couldn't understand my place, if I didn't speak English? In retrospect, the only thing worth mentioning regarding that time is the epiphany that I had once I found myself sitting in that class full of assimilated children, all on my own, made to feel truly alien, that I began to realize how different I was and how different I'd continue to be. My peers, their tiny tongues reflected the infected stereotypes of 400 years of institutionalized oppression embedded into their developing psyches. I sat in that classroom, out of sight, but in the minds of those pointed fingers. So I quietly gave in, and I gradually lost my accent. My enthusiasm to fit in quickly succumbed to the seduction of a sense of belonging, and as I made friends, R's became R's, as in, where are you from? You are not from around here, are you? Remaining in the periphery of Lady Liberty quenched my thirst for freedom in tiny enticing sips. Silently gulping my pride, I learned that the subliminal nature of this country's favorite and national pastime was everywhere. My skin was branded with stigma, my first and last names were to be mispronounced without shame, and I was encouraged not to stand up for myself. The main goal in my growth was to maintain the hopes of my people on my shoulders while jumping over societal hurdles without stumbling. Yes, I was E.S.L. English was my second language, but I'm also E.S.L. because my experience superseded language. I mean, how can I explain the wedge that presented itself between my parents and I when I realized that my Spanish was not what it used to be, and it wasn't that typical they just don't get me type sentiment, because they really didn't. My tongue had alienated the words that once kept us connected. I was able to translate the words and their love, but I couldn't speak it in return. God bless them. What about my 2 years in honors English in middle school and then transferring to another school and being knocked way back into E.S.L. because my esteem sinks lower after my new counselor looked at me once and decided that it would be the best thing for me? Was it because she couldn't pronounce my name when she was reading through my transcripts? Was it the Anya in my last name that took away my credibility? She should have continued to read before having an idea for and of me. Oh, and high school graduation, college applications, box checking, affirmative action, and burning dissatisfaction of not having my academic passions nurtured because of my status as an undocumented Hispanic. Another case of being forced into the role of a stereotypical role of a Latino lacking the drive to form and accomplish a goal? No! I knew what I wanted. I knew what I had to do, but then schools kept asking me for proof of birth privilege because my grades were not enough to prove that I had the will to do what I wanted to do. They didn't want me to speak for a group of scapegoats without any sort of acceptable intelligence, yet here I am. Here we are. Because believe it or not, whether English was your first or second language, they see us all the same, foreigners. And we could all agree that this setting of learning was not geared for and towards us, but we made it, the rare few, standing taller than pyramids, scraping the skies with hopes and dreams. We flipped the script on them, and Uncle Sam is looking at us as though he's dyslexic, confused, because we rewired that stereotype, and damn, accomplishment sounds so good. That a person who learned English as a second language could be up here, honoring my fellow graduates in my community, speaking his voice, thoughts, sentiments, politics, and love with eloquently spoken language. Thank you. Congratulations.